the right color, it's the right spec, it's the right production month, it's the right car. This is top 3, top 5% that we see at E39 Source of May 2003, nearly fully loaded. We discovered today it is missing a crucial option that, in my opinion, an M5 must have. Can you tell what? Folding seats. By not having folding seats, you gain next to nothing, and you lose next to everything. You can't put stuff in this car. You can't fit bumpers, you can't fit bicycles, you can't fit lots of large items that the M5 is otherwise very easily able to carry. So we had this car in for a couple months back. I want to say it was like January, February, sometime over the winter months. We did a complete suspension. We did various bodywork and trims. Really brought this car from like an 8 up to a 9.5. And we repainted the hood, the front bumper, blended into the fenders. I think we replaced those headlights. Those are Euros. Maybe that was a prior visit. They look a little bit hazy now. But the owner, after picking the car up, took it to a PPF installer. And maybe you're looking at what I am right now, and that didn't go very well. So it was like a couple of weeks after the paint was done, and it had been in the sun. It should have been cured, but the installers were not informed that the paint was fresh. So unfortunately, as they applied the film and moved it around and got everything just right, it started to peel off pretty badly. Somewhere there's another spot down here. I guess this and that. So it's back to get the hood repainted. We've got this as well. So this is super annoying. That means pulling the front bumper. We do that in-house. I don't really trust the body shop to be able to do that and put stuff back where it goes. They just want it done. They don't care if it's right. So bumper carrier's got to go in there to make it safe to drive, or at least legally safe to drive. I wouldn't care about not having that, but the law does, so it's on there. And then he decided, well, we're mixing paint again for the car. Let's do the rear bumper. That was original, had some clear coat fill on the little part that sticks out and covers the carrier there. So that's going to be done. And then you see the mismatching wheels. This car looks super ratchet right now. And when it is dialed in and clean, truly, this is a mint M5. Minus the partial shelf. He declined that, so it is a bit faded. But otherwise, LeMans blue interior, May 2003. Everything but folding seats. Look at that interior. Seats, dash, trim. He's gone with the Alcantara wheel, shift knob, and e-brake handle, which isn't per my taste, but it's well done. This is just a really beautiful car. So rear bumper doesn't fit in the car, which means now tomorrow is going to be a nightmare on the road for me to figure this out. Allegedly my 540 is done. So here's how this will work. My 540 is supposed to be done at 10:30. So I will drive this down to the body shop to drop it off at 10:30. I will pick up my 540, drive it back here, at which point I'll put it in the garage and take the 530 that's out there up to the shop, which has folding seats. Put the bumper for this car in the back of the 530, drive it back down to the body shop 20 miles south. Drop the bumper off, bring the 530 back to the house, leave it here, pick up the 540, take that back to the shop. That's going to be about 2.5, 3 hours tomorrow. Then I've got to do an MPI that was due today, except a person who didn't formally accept my service proposal showed up for the service. I told them this date, but they didn't say, yes, I'll take it. So they never made the calendar, but she drove all the way down from Riverside, so I didn't have the heart to tell her to go home. Anyways, kind of a different customer today. Younger female, 2003 M5, carbon black, just bought it. Seems like a dream car for her. So we went through that, did a full inspection, spent probably an hour going through that with her, answering a lot of questions. She's got a 435 as well, so that was really refreshing to work with somebody like that today. And then otherwise, just a nightmare in terms of communication. I cannot keep up with this. I physically cannot keep up with the amount of emails and messages and everything coming in and people showing up and everybody wanting estimates. I'm totally overloaded and overtaxed. I'm starting at 5 o'clock in the morning. It is now 11:52 p.m. I've just gotten home and eaten dinner. I didn't have time to eat my lunch today, so one meal now. That's not sustainable. I've got to take care of my body. If that fails, I can't do any of this. So I'm going to have to rework some things, but that's what's going to be happening tomorrow. It's kind of what happened today. We did the inspection on that car. Sergio was in working on the 650, and it seems that some prior mechanics were trying to chase wires to and from the DME and the cam sensors and the Vanos solenoids, and they put the probes in from the front, which bored out the square pin so it wasn't making contact with the male pin on the DME. That's not the only issue. He had a lot of mechanical problems with that motor, but after fixing those and then resetting the DME RAM, it still didn't make a difference. So chasing down a faulty signal wire, or a partially faulty signal wire, he just had really high latency in that wire. So we made a correction there. It has now run for probably 30 or 40 minutes without diagnostic trouble codes, DTCs. So we've got a bunch of reassembly and torquing of the front axle and suspension, subframe, things like that. So that's going to be happening. But holy crap, I got to get to bed. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. It's going to be a day on the road. Good night.